Alhamdulillah, Shtarajim, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Before the break, we were talking about the nature of business ethics. And now we shall be talking about the role of ethics. Like, what role does ethics plays in business? Now, number one, decision-making framework. So it helps managers choose morally right actions. So if you have a good code of conduct, it will guide the manager to do what? To do what is right, to make decisions that are going to add value to the company. Number two, conflict resolution provides moral guidance during ethical dilemmas. So sometimes you find that as a manager or as an employee, you are faced with conflicts. And when you are talking about conflicts, we are talking about a dilemma, like you don't know what to do. You are confused. So, in the midst of this confusion, then the ethics can really guide you. Number three, it promotes fairness, ensure equality and justice in business dealing. So, it ensures that all of our dealings, there is the element of al-adala, there is the element of fairness. Then, number four, enhances social welfare. So, it encourages the corporate social responsibility and sustainability. We shall learn more about the corporate social responsibility. But in brief now, when you're talking about corporate social responsibility, we are talking about the element of mas'uliyatul ijtima'iyya. So for example, if it's Dabshil Bank, what is the social corporate responsibility of Dabshil Bank? For example, you'll find that Dabshil Bank is paying school fee for some students who are from humble background. So that is part of social. Or maybe they are funding a marathon, or maybe they are paying medical bills for. So all these are things that are right, and these things, they help to build the image of your company. Then it strengthens the corporate culture. It creates a sense of purpose and shared values among employees. Every organization, they have their culture. So this ethics, it basically helps us to strengthen our culture, to strengthen the way we are doing things in a company. So these are the role of ethics in what? In an organization. Now, as we finish up, now what are the elements of business ethics? What are the elements of business ethics? Number one, integrity. And integrity is top in the list. Why? Because it's one of the most important values in any organization. And what does integrity means? Acting honestly and consistently with moral principle. There are two things here. Number one, it's all about al-amana or sidq, and consistently all the times. So you don't do the right thing today, then tomorrow you don't do it. You do it one time, then you leave it, you forget it about another time. No, that is not ethics. Ethics means you are doing the right thing at the right time at the right place. Or integrity means like doing the right thing even when nobody is watching you. And this integrity in Islam, it is closely related to ar-riqaba. And when you're talking about ar-riqaba, and that is why in Islam they normally tell you ittaqillah haythu ma kunt, haythu ma kunt, that you need to fear Allah aina ma kunt. Number two, accountability, al-muhasaba, taking responsibility for one's action. So as an employee, as a leader in an organization, you always have to ensure that you take responsibility. That is why in some countries, you will find the leader is saying, I am resigning today because I have failed as a leader. That is being responsible. But in some countries, you will find people doing mistakes, leaders doing mistakes, being corrupted, but still they cannot resign. So sometimes even if you're not resigning, you have to take the responsibility and say, I'm very sorry. I'm the leader of the company. This year we do not make enough profit. It is my responsibility. It is our responsibility. And we hope that next year things will be better. But there are some leaders, they don't do that. Instead, they say, there are some workers, they're transferring the problem to somebody else. Number 3, fairness. Treating all stakeholders justly and without discrimination. For example, equal pay for equal work. If you're a leader in an organization, if you're a manager, always ensure that you pay your employees equally for the amount of work. But nowadays, in many organizations, in many companies, if you go, there is no equality. The people who work more, they get less. The people who don't work, they get more. Al-Aqs. And that is not Adala. Number 4 is transparency. Shafafia. Shafafia means open communication about companies' policies and decisions. So as the top management, as the manager, as the leader in the organization, what is requested, what is expected from you to be always open. If there is a new policy in the company, communicate in WhatsApp. It should be written, have a meeting. So it basically means that all the stakeholders in the organization, they should know about the policy. If it is a decision, also be open when you're making any decision. But in many companies, you find that the decisions are being made on closed door. The employees are not being consulted when the decisions are being made, yet they are the same people who are expected to implement those decisions. So that is not good. It is required for you as a leader, before making any decision, al-mushawara wa shawirhum fil amr, is very important to get all the inputs, to get all the feedbacks. Now, respect for laws. Business ethics requires that you respect the laws. You comply with legal standards and regulations. For example, in every country, they have the laws. For example, labor law, environmental laws. They need to be followed. Loyalty and trustworthiness. So building dependable relationship with stakeholders. For example, protecting customer data and privacy. And this is very important, especially for the telecommunication companies or the companies that give service. So you normally deal with customers, and they normally give you their information, their date of birth, where they live, if they are single or if they're married, if they're divorced. So as a company, it is required for you to protect their data and information and don't expose it unless if it is causing a threat, and unless if there is a threat. So sometimes, of course, there are some people who can be a threat to the country, and the court can order you as Telesom or maybe Hormud or whatever to provide the data of that person. So in that case, it is binding. You have to do that. But that is an exception. So in all the other situations, you should not share the information of your customers, your consumers, with any other person without their consent. Then empathy and social responsibility. So considering the impact of business actions on society. So when we are doing our business, we have to always know that there are many people who are being affected by our business. We have to know that there is the environment that should not be polluted. So we need to always ensure that we don't pollute the environment, because if we pollute the environment, then there are some people who are going to be infected with the diseases. You know, number two, when you're talking about social responsibility as an organization, هناك المسؤولية المجتمع. There are some students they cannot pay school fee. As the Abshil Bank, you can find them paying school fee. There are some people they cannot afford medical bill. We pay for them. Even some organization during Hajj, they will pay for some hujjaj. They'll say, our company, this year, we are going to fund 5 or 10 hujjaj to. So these things, they're just improving your image in the society. So people will be talking about your company. Wow, mashallah, this company is very good. They have built this road. This road was giving us a problem. They have fixed it. They are paying our school fee. And this is going to increase the number of customers. And if the numbers of customers increase, then you're going to get a lot of profit. So sometimes you just require to do some things, sadaqah. You just have to give some things free. But it also comes with bigger returns. Now, lastly, what are the major causes of unethical behavior in business? Like, why is it that some people, they misbehave in business? Why is it that you will find people taking rushwa in business? Why will you find that there are some companies, they deal with riba, yet they know it's haram? Why? Why is it that some people, they'll be practicing al-ghish, وَمَنْ غَشَّنَا فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا, but still they're doing it. So why? So there are 5 reasons here. Number 1, pressure. Pressure to meet financial goals. You know, so there are some CEO or there are some managers. The board will always tell them, hey, ya Jama, we need to increase our profits. Use any means. So we need a 20% increase. So there is a pressure. So the manager sometimes will be forced to give lies, not to give the right information, just because there is pressure to meet the target. So the pressure to meet these financial goals, it will force you to do some things that are haram in the process, just because you want to meet the financial goals. Number 2, lack of ethical leadership and role models. So one of the reasons that will force people to behave in an ethical way, the leaders themselves, especially in government. Most of the leaders in government, they are very corrupted. You know, they are very unethical. They will take rushwa in the daylight and they don't care. So it has become a normal thing to be corrupt. So you'll find that if the leader is corrupted, then even the employees, they are going to be corrupt. That is about, remember when you were talking about setting the tone. The leader, you need to be qudwatun hasana. If you're qudwatun hasana, then the whole organization will follow you. But if you're qudwatun sayya, you know, even the whole organization is going to be the same. If you're the leader and you always come late, then what do you expect from the employees? Do you think that they're going to come late, to come early? No, they'll say, if our leader is doing this, why should we do? Number 3, weak internal controls or oversight. In some companies, they don't have control. For example, in some companies, they have biometrics for the attendance. So every morning, there is the control. So there is this biometric, it is controlling the attendance. But in some companies, they don't have the biometric. So if you come at 8 o'clock, if you come at 9, if you come at 10, You are just the same. So there is no internal control. In some organization, they have quality control. If you are, for example, producing products, this product cannot leave, cannot go to the customers unless the quality assurance stamps and say this good is fit to be in the market. But in some organization, la mubala, they don't care about the quality of the goods because they don't have quality control. Also, in some organizations, they don't have financial control. In some organizations, they have the auditor. The auditor will always ensure that the financial statements are okay. Money in, money out is accountable for. But in some organization, there are no controls for how we use our money. So the manager can come and tell, hey, I need $1,000. Please don't write it there. I need this and this. Don't record. So there is a lot of further. Then number 4, cultural acceptance of unethical shortcuts. Whereas the population, they've also accepted the fact, rushwa. So even us, when you go to the government, you want them to do anything. For example, you want your passport, you want your identity card, you want to get your certificate, you did not attend the classes, but you just know, wow, I'll just talk to the teacher and the teacher will just give me the marks. So there are some students, they know it. They know, oh, this university, I know their leadership. I can just go around, I'll not do anything. I'll not do the exam, I'll not do anything. I'll just pay money, I'll get my certificate. So it has become like we have accepted that doing wrong things is a norm. Adi. Telling lies is just okay. We don't know that Yawmul Qiyamah, everybody will be responsible for their actions and deeds. Then lastly, greed. When we're talking about greed, we are talking about al-bakhil, shaksun bakhil, greed, power and personal gain. So these are the things that are driving you because you just want to gain money, you just need power, you are not satisfied with the little that you're having. So that is why you will behave in an ethical way because you want to gain and gain. So that is the end of our lesson. So during your free time, there is a case study for review here. So we'll try to review this. So the temptation of quick profit. So this is an example. A local manager discovers that his company can save large sums by dumping industrial waste illegally instead of paying for proper disposal. So there is a company, they have discovered that they don't have to pay the local government, to do what? To dump their industrial waste. So they can just go to any river, any ocean, and they can release the industrial waste there illegally instead of paying for proper disposal. So senior management pressures him to proceed quietly to meet financial targets. So the upper management is telling them, hey, do it, even if it is illegally, go and just release this. Don't pay the local government, use the back door. So the question is, what are the ethical and legal issues involved in this case? Is it ethical, number 1? Is it legal? Number 2, how will you resolve this situation from a business ethic perspective? If it was you are the manager, and the board is telling you to do the wrong thing, are you going to listen to them? How are you going to manage this situation? Then how will Islamic ethics guide the decision? Now, if you're talking about in our next lesson, we'll talk about, I think, Islamic ethics, So and this is just a sample, but every day you normally face this situation every day where there is what is known as ethical dilemma. Like, what should I do? Should I do this? Or like you are confused between doing the right thing and not doing the right thing. This is my uncle. I want to make my uncle happy, but I also have to do this decision. Or this is my father. This is my wife. I cannot tell her the truth. She will get emotional. So every day, you are faced with a lot of ethical dilemmas. How do you handle those cases? That is the big question. So you should always try your level best to do what is right. So that is the end of our lesson. So if you have any question, you can ask. If you have any question related to the lesson, you can ask before we leave. Okay, is there any question? So, ala kulli hal, if there is no question, I already marked your business accounting. I have shared the results with the management. So you can ask them to give you the results. So I'm now sharing the attendance. Please check the attendance. The attendance, I'm going to share the attendance in your group. Please just take the attendance. Please take the attendance quickly because I'm going to close the link after 5 minutes. I've shared the attendance link. Take it quickly. After 5 minutes, I'm going to close the link. So we'll meet tomorrow, inshallah, if there is no question. Okay. Wassalam.